In this video, we're going to walk you through how a teacher can use GoGuardian Teacher to create scenes within a classroom. Those scenes are going to limit where students can go on their device as long as they're signed into Chrome. So for instance, a teacher may want to set up a scene where students can only access Canvas to take an assessment. Or maybe they're doing an assignment in Canvas that day and they only want them to access Canvas for that assignment. A scene would be something that you can create and apply to your students inside of GoGuardian Teacher. So we're going to walk you through how that you can set that up, how you can set the scenes up, and then also how you can apply those scenes to the students in your class. So we're going to go over here to Scenes on the left side of my screen from the GoGuardian menu, and I'm going to click on Scenes. You'll notice that we have scenes loaded in this particular account. What I want to direct your attention to is adding or creating a scene inside of your account. So you're going to click on the green button over here that says Scene. And when you click on that green button, it's going to take you to a screen where now you will set up the rules for your classroom for this particular scene. What websites you want your students to have access to when this scene is applied. So we're going to stick with our example about the Canvas assessment here, and I'm going to call this one Canvas Assessments. So when I type in the word Canvas or the phrase Canvas Assessment there, I have an option to do a description there if I wanted to. So I could type in something in there if I needed to. Maybe this is the scene that I'll use for all assessments in Canvas. I don't have to type anything in the description, but it's optional there. What I want to direct you to now is actually setting up the scene. So you've created the title of the scene, and then just below that is where you go in and actually create and set up the scene that you're working with. So the first thing you need to look at is the filters. It says all websites will be allowed except those that we block below. So that's not the setting we want. We want to switch it to blocked mode. So I'm going to click on block, and now it says all websites will be blocked except those below. So here in this space is where I want to provide the websites that I want my students to access. So in this example, we're going to choose Canvas because that's the site that I want them to access for this particular scene. I want to direct your attention over here to where it says District Quick Lists. What District Quick Lists are is these are websites that have been compiled by administrators so that you can easily allow or block a group of websites. So everybody should have access to these district quick list. Why would you need access to the quick list? So in our district, when we go to Canvas, there's 6 different websites that are working either right in front of you or possibly in the background. And so the quick list, we've gone through and compiled the sites that you need to work in order for, or that you need to use, in order for the particular application that you want to use to work. And so what you do in this example is we select Canvas as the quick list that I want to include. And in this example, I only want to include Canvas. If I wanted to include other sites, so let's say I wanted them to get to Canvas and Google Meet, I would select Google Meet and Canvas, and they would both be highlighted. So you can select multiple quick lists that you could add to a scene. But like I said before, in this example, all we're wanting to do is we want students to access Canvas, and that's it. So I've made sure that I've selected Canvas here, and you'll notice down here at the bottom, I have an option to add lists. And so when I click the add list button, what will happen is now the Canvas list, the Canvas quick list is added to my scene. So what I've done is I've told GoGuardian that I want these websites to be accessible by students for this particular scene. And these are sites that they will need to use in order to access Canvas through this scene. Again, the district quick lists are pushed out there. We highly recommend you utilize these district quick list versus the GoGuardian quick list because we utilize Launchpad and we utilize a couple of different applications that work in the background that GoGuardian does not necessarily push out. So district quick lists are where you can go in and pull the specific activity that you want or application. We've tried to include many of our popular applications and sites here. You can always go in and create your own custom list by clicking on the little create button here, and then you can give it a name and you can type in or copy and paste the websites you need them to access. But for this video, we want to stick with our quick list applications here and adding those applications to our scene. So to slow down here and just recap everything that we've done so far is we've gone in and we've clicked on our scenes. We clicked on the add scene button, and now we've given our scene a name. And remember, a scene is a set of websites that you only want the students to access. A key to all of this, and one of the most important parts, is under filters, make sure that you have set it to be the blocked mode. And then from there, we've selected our district quick list. And in our district quick list, we selected Canvas in this scenario because this is what we want them to have access to. Once we selected our quick list and we clicked add list here, you'll notice that it gets added to our page. And then what I want to do is scroll back up here to the top and click add scene, or save scene, I'm sorry. And when we click save scene, it now gets saved into our scenes page inside of GoGuardian Teacher. So I know I've done it correctly. It drops it down to the bottom here. I know I've done it correctly because I'll see it there at the bottom of the page. So now what I want to do, now that I've created my scene, is I want to go in and I want to apply the scene to a session. So in a previous video, you learned about sessions and you learned about classrooms. And what we want to do now is we want to take that scene that you've created in your account and we want to apply it to a classroom session. So in this example here, I'm going to go and click on my class. And when I click on my class, before I begin and start the session or before I do anything else inside of the GoGuardian Teacher portal, I can choose right here where it says apply a scene to this session. And I can just simply select from this drop-down menu and I'll see a list of my scenes. So as a reminder, you create a scene inside of your GoGuardian Teacher account, and then you can apply that scene to any of your classes. So you don't have to go back in and recreate a different scene for first period or second period or third period or your morning hour, your afternoon hour. You create the scene, and then that scene can be applied to any classroom or any session that you're about to run inside of GoGuardian Teacher. So from the drop-down menu, I'm going to select my Canvas assessment, and then what I want to do is click Start Session. And when I start the session, students will load, the screens and stuff will load, just like you learned about in the previous video. You'll notice that if they're not on the site that they're supposed to be on, it'll show right here that it is blocked by the scene. And it'll tell you that they're trying to access this particular website. If they are accessing the correct website, in this scenario, it would be Canvas, then you would see the Canvas screen load here on the page. And so those are the big things that we wanted to make sure that you understood, was creating a scene, how you apply the scene, and once the scene is applied, then you're really just utilizing the skills that you have for utilizing and using the Canvas classrooms and the Canvas sessions.